Bam! Hi, this is Matt. Welcome back to Just for Fun. Thanks for watching my videos. One of the things I noticed so far is that the standard video I had posted quickly became the most watched of my videos. So I'm going to do some more standard tonight. And you might be looking at my screen and going, well, that's not standard, that's pauper. And clearly, I know and love pauper. That's my favorite format. That's what I'm best at right now and what I know the best. However, what I'm going to talk about is called porting, right? So a lot of decks are successful in one format. So people try to see, well, what would that deck look like in another format? Like recently, uh, Delver, Blue Red Delver, became insane and modern because of Treasure Cruise, right? And so now Legacy and Vintage both have Blue Red Delver. I mean, Legacy kind of sort of had it all along. They were more playing Blue Red Green Delver or Red White Blue Delver, and then with Treasure Cruise. Now it kind of made sense in the other formats. So um, Birthing Pod was a modern deck that got ported to Legacy. Also, I've seen Legacy pod decks, and they're pretty sick. So my idea, I was talking to my friend Russell, channel Diomedes, by the way, I watch his videos the other day, and we were talking about Pauper and what I think the best deck is, what I would play if I were going to go in a tournament. And this is the deck I would play. This is called Stompy, and or at least this is my build of mono green Stompy. And how it works, it's a fast aggro deck. It's very explosive, and it's kind of like Infect in the way that it works, where what you're trying to do is force through damage with quick attackers and win through a flurry of pump spells, basically, win out of nowhere. Basically, make it so put them on the back foot with aggressive creatures and finish it off with pump spells. Kind of like how a mono red deck puts you on the back foot with aggressive creatures and finishes you off with burn spells. Um, Except this is a little more resilient because the creatures are bigger per capita, per mana cost, right? So let's take a look at this Stompy deck in Pauper real quick. I won't spend too much time on it, but I will record at least one match with it, just so you can see how it works, so you know what I was going for when I made the standard deck. Um, Maybe I'll put this at the end as sort of a treat, as opposed to because I know y'all want to see standard, right? So how does this deck work? So we got Nettle Sentinel, 1 mana 2/2, right? We've got Young Wolf, 1 mana 1/1 that becomes a 1/2, that becomes a 2/2. We got Skargan Pit Sculpt, 1 mana 2/2 that's hard to block. Um, we've got Solana Ledgewalker, hexproof, hard to block. We've got Safehold Elite, 2/2 persist. And so all pretty hard to deal with creatures. Clearing Ranger is here, as mana, sort of, and also just another creature that can get through for damage. Also, do untap your Nettle Sentinel in case you don't have another green spell, but that's highly unlikely. Um, Actually, there might be a better card for this spot, to be honest. But this is just such a powerful card. If you haven't played with it, then I could see being underwhelmed by reading it. But it's a super powerful card. It does a lot. Mana base, 15 forest, 2 tickets for late game in case we flood out. Obviously, nothing in this deck costs more than, well, technically a hard cast slaughter horn costs 3, but you don't do that very often. So really nothing costs more than 2, so we really don't want to have a lot of land in play. Um, so once we get all these creatures happening, we'll be pulling Slur, Rancor, Groundswell, Vines, and Slaughterhorn them, in multiples, just amounts of damage. Howlpack is insane in this deck. Like, attack into you with a rankered young wolf. Okay, trample over you, get back Rancor. Young wolf is a 2/2. Um, put Rancor on it. Now it's a 14 trample. Cast Hunger of the Howl Pack, and now it's a 6/5. Now it's a 7/5 trample, right? very, very flexible, very easy to do, right? Um, so very powerful, can end the game quickly and have it work, right? So that's how this deck works. So I also wanted to create this deck as sort of a budget deck because I'm a budget player, right? Honestly, I don't play tournament decks half because I don't care about competition and other half because so um, you know, how could I translate that deck into standard? Well, here's what I came up with. So Elvish Mystic is in the spot of Korean Ranger there. Um, I've been tweaking this a little bit. I decided to play some Sedge Scorpions. Before I had Teamer Chargers in here. I was finding my 2-drop spot to be a little clogged, and also I wanted something else that was like could be removable or just get in there without people blocking it easily. So I'm gonna try out Sedge Scorpion. Nothing wrong with that. So hard to block aggressive creature, right? Swordwise Centaur has been stunk up the place before. 3/2. Two green symbols, very important. Tower Archer, hexproof reach, so it won't die to a burn spell if I cast a pump spell at it. Pair of the Wilds, yeah, this guy's serious. He's got a big pointy axe. He's ready to do lots of damage. Death Touch, hard to attack, hard to attack. I mean, hard to block, hard to attack into. Has that ferocious ability. Very nice here. Boon Cedar sets off ferocious on Air of the Wilds. It can be bestowed onto any one of my dudes, so it's kind of like a double threat. Um, cast an opponent's end step to throw off their uh, blocking plans. Um, Nylea is one of the end game goals here because it's incredibly easy to get devotion, and this gives you evasion on all your units. So it can be a creature and it can help you get through those last points of damage. Nemesis of Mortals. This is great in this deck because you don't. It makes you play the deck correctly. It forces you to play correctly because it makes you not care about jump attacking or trading off your creatures early because it just gives you more of a discount to get this thing out faster. And the only way to play a deck like this is to put as much pressure on your opponent as possible until they die. So our pump spells right now become immense. Is three of it's just it's great. You don't really want two in your hand because you can't cast two um, that often, but it's ridiculous. Makes something huge. It's 6 damage out of nowhere to win the game, right? Wolf Leader is kind of a pump spell. It's kind of an anthem. Gives everything death touch because our creatures are always attacking you. Tap a flyer, can gain 3 life, can gain 3 snap, can put counters on stuff. Um, Aspect of the Hydra. This is the big one. I've cast this for 7. Uh, the last game I played with this deck, I was I was attacking with 4 creatures. He had 3 blockers, blocked 3 of my 4 dudes. Fourth one, he had a lightning strike for cast aspect of the Hydra on it. He had another lightning strike, cast another aspect of the Hydra on it, gave it a plus 14, plus 14, and killed him. I think he was at 13. So, like, easy way to kill people out of nowhere. This card is insane as long as you can keep your board now. So, what is this deck? defense. Well, we're terrible against gamers, obviously. And we're terrible. I mean, it's not a great deck. Like, I'm talking about it because I had fun making it, and I'm going to have fun playing with it, but we're going to lose a lot. Oh, by the way, threw this in here when I added this set of scorpions. I wanted to find a room for more of them, but I'm not sure how that's going. I think it's going to be really good. I like Twin and Sedge Scorpion. But that's really good, right? Um, for a sideboard, um, like snakes against red, so put some Nylea's Disciples in there. These in there because I find a way to board into more of them. Uh, this is a similar card. We never have enough mana for this one to really work out. So I've been kind of underwhelmed with it in the deck, to be honest. Um, Ranger's Guile is good against Burn, or decks that are removal heavy. Um, Hunter is just the balls against green decks, right? Obvious. This is like kill your dude, get through for damage +2 on top of it. So, um, if they had made this card an instant, think about how insane this card would be. But I think it's still a fairly good sideboard card. And almost every deck right now is playing green, so it comes in almost every game. The only reason it's not main is because if we play against like that one deck that doesn't have it, it's a totally dead card. Whereas none of our other cards are totally dead. So it's got its ups and downs. I'm gonna play some matches with this. We'll see how we do. I'm playing the just for fun. I don't think this has what it takes to compete against removal heavy decks or decks with sweepers. Um, it's not there yet. I'm sure there's a lot of ways you can go with this. Um, yeah, there are lots of other expensive green cards that would be really good in this. By the way, I built this whole deck for 6 Moto tickets. That's $6 in money terms. So talk about budget, right? You can go on Moto right now, strap this in for 6 tickets, be out less than your lunch, and have some fun games, right? So I think it's decent, right? Like, let me give it a shot and show you how I go about playing it, and maybe just for fun at the end we'll do a match with um, the Walker Stompy, so you can see like what this wants to be when it grows up. All right, thanks, bro.